3, 2. Yo, welcome to this. Frick. Okay, cut this. Yo, I'm Zino Primo.
I am Dino Primo, and this is the Primo Bros Show.
Episode 3 of Rustling Jimmies or Rustling Jimmies?
Yeah,
Hang on, you sent a screenshot. It's Rustling Your Jimmies.
Yes.
And today we're going to be talking about a couple of episodes because this is a 2-in-1, our first 2-in-1.
Wow.
Although it is going to be the first of many because most episodes are 2-in-1.
Exactly. So new format, new us. It's beautiful.
Yeah. New year, new me, even though the year is almost exactly half over now.
It's actually more than half over now. So. Oh,
well, thank goodness.
Okay.
Today's episodes are Ganz Normal and the other German title, which is, hang on, Verkauft die meist Schokolade.
Yep. The DVDs we ordered to watch this show on, for some reason they came in German for the titles, but nothing else did. So
yeah, the only thing is German, and it's still funny. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, so I don't know almost no German, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I know for a fact that this is not the words "birth of a salesman." It's asking something about chocolate.
Exactly. No, I think it's really funny, but we will get to that. First episode is Ganz Normal, but it's Normal Boy. Exactly.
It's a classic.
Exactly. Would you get it's what every boy genius has to deal with in their life. I've experienced it. I know you have not. But anyway, could you give us a rundown of the episode?
Sure. From what Wikipedia tells us on the TV guide, Jimmy wants to be a normal boy because his classmates are making fun of how smart he is. However, his brain-draining invention glitches and causes him to become unintelligent and goofy. And just when a meteor is about to hit Earth, Jimmy tries to get back his genius self and invent something fast before the meteor destroys Earth. This is like the longest description for an episode that's like 8 minutes long.
Oh, it's like 50. It's like 11 minutes long.
11? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is like it's like 10 minutes if you cut out commercials and the intro.
The episodes are in total 22 minutes.
Okay. Well, that also includes like the credits at the end and the little intro that's like
whatever.
Seconds.
Let's talk about Johnny Waffle and Bacon Boy.
He has so many names for all of his breakfast items. So at the very beginning of the episode, Hugh is just enjoying his amazing breakfast that his wife Trudy Neutron has made special for him.
Judy Neutron.
Sorry.
Come on, gosh.
You clearly have a lot to say about Johnny Waffle. So why don't you start us off?
He gave his life for hours. I love how the dad is just like, there's nothing quite like the tang and zanginess of fresh squeezed orange juice, and fire it up, Jimbo, and and he loved Johnny Waffle and Bacon Boy, and they gave their lives. But Johnny Waffle and Bacon Boy are actually the reason why the meteor crashes down towards Retroville.
That's true, but that's also Jimmy's fault.
No, it is, but
Would you like to provide context for how Johnny Waffle and Bacon Boy got annihilated? Bacon Boy?
Yes, it's Bacon Boy.
Oh, okay.
I listened to it twice. I know these things. So Jimmy is like...
We just started.
Jimmy is testing out to give his parents fresh squeezed orange juice. Jimmy is testing out his newest invention, the Orange Juicinator 5000 something. And what it
we
does...
don't know the name.
There's always a mixture of like a couple words and then a very high number. Anyway. So
it's not even a version number. He uses a random number generator.
At
the end because he thinks it's cool.
Exactly. Well, random numbers are cool. High numbers obviously mean better. So, but the thing, what it does is it sucks in the not it sucks in the fruit, but what Jimmy doesn't understand is it also sucks in the leaves and everything else on the tree. So maybe it won't make the best juice, Jimbo. But it sucks those
sure
things
will make
in.
some good wood glue, though.
You're right. It sucks and all that stuff, but then it's gonna explode. And so Jimmy, and instead of pressing, the power button or like stop button, whatever, he presses the reverse button. So it sucks in.
Well,
like,
that's the thing, is that it doesn't even have an off button. It's on and reverse.
I literally have in my notes. Why didn't he have an off button on it?
Jimmy, why didn't you just unplug it?
Well, I think it ran on a battery. It didn't look like it had a plug.
Well, even I know that if I don't want my parents to ruin my game, I rip the batteries out the Game Boy,
Exactly. But then the by taking all the stuff from inside his house, for some reason all the silverware and plates and everything gets sucked through the Juicinator 10 million and gets shot into space, which still doesn't make sense, and then hits an asteroid, and the asteroid changes its trajectory to Retroville.
You'd think that we'd probably know if anything like that happened immediately, because we know planes and stuff are taking off and landing, and
also the military knew that he was flying in the movie.
It feels like they would have warned everyone the moment that started.
Yeah, it's whatever. We don't need to go too deep into it, but one thing that I love a lot about that episode is when his mom comes down. She's like, "Oh, Jimmy, maybe I'll help you. Or maybe your father can help you with this." And then he's playing with Johnny Waffle and Bako Boy, and she's like, "Maybe I'll help you."
She recognizes that he is in no brain space to help anyone right now.
Hey, he is not in the right mind, because he's in his own world. So Hugh Gomat Neutron is he's his own person. Okay. The wife goes, "Oh, maybe your father can help you." And he takes a sip of his mug that says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my Bako Boy and Johnny Waffle." Oh, that'd be nice.
Let's see, what else do I have? I literally just wrote for the entire opening, which is 2 whole minutes.
Yeah.
We'll miss you, Johnny Waffle. Poor Hugh.
Yeah. He gave his life for hours. But moving on, do you have anything else?
When they're talking about how being smart is annoying for Jimmy, Sheen just straight up says, "Yeah, I knew that being smart would have too many disadvantages, so I just didn't." Therefore, making him smarter than Jimmy in a lot of ways.
It's true. Sheen pulled the ultimate Uno reverse card.
Yeah.
I love when it first shows Carl and Sheen playing. Carl with the robot. He's like, "I will pinch you," and "Don't make me pinch you." And Sheen is like, "Pinching doesn't hurt." And then Carl pinches him. He's like, "Ow." He's like, "Told you."
I also love that because Carl doesn't know anything about this toy that Sheen obviously let him borrow. He just immediately goes off of what he imagines it would do.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it's got big pinchy claws. It pinches. That's it.
Of course. Well, okay, think of crabs. Crabs hurt. It's giant metal crab claws.
Well, yeah, I guess you got a point. I think the other notes I wrote were most of my, now that I'm looking at my notes, a lot of it isn't that interesting. However, Jimmy says something along the lines of the brain drain machine that he invented.
Oh, yep, I know what you're gonna say.
Brings him to the IQ level of top radio personalities.
Yeah, it's the same technology used by radio personalities.
It's I literally wrote, "Yeah, knock him down a peg, Jimbo."
Yeah. Well, okay. Hey, I'm sorry. Before we get there, you totally missed the greatest invention by any science ever: the hot dog holder deluxe.
Oh, I was thinking about the hot dog holder deluxe, and as I was writing a note, I was like, you know what? Dino's gonna have 50 notes on this. So I'll just let him fill the air on this one.
You're right. I mean, you're right. Okay, like, first of all, ever since I was a child, I connected with Carl in this episode a lot because I myself love to eat hot dog buns, just hot dog buns.
Of course. I've got like, I must have eaten like 4 just this week.
Oh, you should.
That's
probably...
not a joke, by the way.
Should probably get it checked out.
I ran out of regular bread. So I eat bagels every morning, right? I'll just
me
throw
too,
some
me too.
pepperoni on a bagel,
Yeah,
and then some cheese, toss it in the air fryer, and then 4 minutes later, boom! I have delicious pizza bagels for breakfast.
dude,
I ran out of bagels. Yeah, well, it's a convection oven, but like if you don't call it an air fryer, people go, clearly you don't own an air fryer.
Air fryers are the best though. They're so good.
They rock. If you get that in an Instapot, you're set for life.
Dude, should we start a podcast about air fryers?
But no, I ran out of bagels, so I had to use the hot dog holder deluxe to make a couple of.
Hey, the hot dog holder deluxe isn't just for hot dogs. It's a seat at sporting events. It is a butterfly with fat wings, and in an instant, it's gone. I love Carl. He's still my favorite character. Like we're into the 3rd episode now, and yeah, I love Carl.
He really could just sell you anything. Like,
yeah, well,
I was pretty sold on the hot dog holder. Honestly,
yeah.
His pitch was
same.
worthy.
Well, the first thing that threw me off is they call it a hot dog holder and not a hot dog bun. Like,
because you're not intended to eat it.
Okay.
You use it as like tongs to eat the hot dog.
It's like an oven mitt, but you know.
Well, the thing is that because it was so old and stale, it's no longer edible, right?
Oh,
but he eats
gotcha.
it anyway, because he's Carl.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it just holds the hot dog now.
Yeah.
Because they're hot.
Exactly. Well, okay. Well, let's go. Let's move on now to the loopiness when Jimmy decides to lessen his intelligence, if you will.
Yes, I literally wrote down the the loopy dance rocks. That's it. That's all I wrote.
I'm loopy. Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's truly great. I love that. Like, if he weren't, well, I guess neither of his friends are really that smart, but he went even way dumber than them.
I mean, okay,
it's just the recesses of his mind. The only thing left in there are monkeys and loopy dances. Also, man. I wrote. You're gonna want to wrote. Jimmy's friends get it. He's stupid now. With him. They get it. They really understand it. Like, this is a rare opportunity.
They're like,
to see the smartest person, likely in the entire town, be the dumbest person for a day.
They're like, our time has come.
It's clear that like they didn't plan for this to happen, but they knew immediately all the possibilities that could come from this.
Well, I just love how Carl throws or pretends to throw the frisbee, and for hours from midday to nighttime, Jimmy is just trying to chase this invisible, never coming frisbee. Like I love it. I love it so much.
They really do understand.
And then even Carl gets like just done with it and just leaves. And I'm sure Jamie was there all night until like, so this is the off-screen things that I love so much after the last episode. Just imagine Jimmy just running all night, and then he just gets tired and he just like lays down for a nap, and
he scratches his ear with his foot like Carl goes over at like 2 a.m. just to make sure he's okay. And he sees him like, you know how like when a dog is asleep and it's like having a nightmare, it's like running like in its sleep. So Carl goes over and just pats his tummy and goes, "It's okay, boy. It's okay."
Nani. Yeah.
But Carl like doesn't have a blanket for him, so he just takes his like pocket handkerchief out and like puts it on him.
Yeah. Puts out some food for him in the morning. You know. takes
leaves
him,
like a can of tuna.
yeah, takes him to go get his flea shots and his rabies shots, and yeah, there's a whole episode we did not see.
Essentially,
Release the Jimmy dog cut.
I only have like 2 more notes on this entire episode because I actually, upon rewatch, I remember laughing when I watched it. But it's a really simple episode. Like
and
almost nothing happened.
And it's quick too. It really is quick. Okay,
it gets its premise out of the way, and then just does it, executes it perfectly. Very few twists and turns.
Can I give you one of my favorite things that happens after he becomes dumb?
Yes.
Is if you notice, his hair just like slightly droops. Instead of going from like the perfect like top curve, it like goes into a little swirl. And they didn't need to put that in there, but they did, because you know what? He's dumb now, so he doesn't know how to keep his hair up.
Jimmy is so smart that his hair stays like pointed up by virtue of telekinesis, essentially.
Intelligence. Like, yeah.
And if it's not there, then it's just a jiggle bone now.
No,
it's like a Team Fortress 2 hat.
Exactly. I just thought that was hilarious. I was like, dang. That's just one of those little things that you don't really notice unless you're actually looking for stuff like we are. So.
Yeah, I literally only have 2 more notes, and I'll just fire them off real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Cindy either wears eyeshadow or she really needs some sleep, dog.
Well,
it's probably eyeshadow, but she also probably needs some sleep.
Well, what do you think she does all the time to like keep up with Jimmy, or try to keep up with Jimmy?
Oh, she's absolutely cramming every single night, or doing something like, Tai Chi, etc. Just like stuff to stay on top of her game so she can own Jimmy at any point in time.
Which the only time she actually owned him was when he was stupid. So, if that tells you anything.
That's yeah, you got a point.
Okay, your next note.
So at the end of the episode, Jimmy freaking like gets his rocket, right? And he just puts those magnetic plates on it to like push the meteor back.
Yeah.
I just wrote, Jimmy, you checked to see if the meteor was full of metals, right? Because I just like imagining a universe where he flies up to it, flicks the switch, and then boom!
Just wrecks him and takes him down, and Jimmy's
literally
burnt to a
nothing
crisp.
left but space dust. The whole town just essentially gets nuked.
Yeah. Oh man.
Jimmy got lucky on this one. He got sloppy. Like, I know that he's like, yes, most asteroids are full of this, but what if it wasn't, right? What if it wasn't this time?
But what if it wasn't? Think about it. Yeah. No, I that's really funny. Well, that kind of goes inside with my last 2 notes. So one of them is a quote. When they figure out that that the meteor's coming, Miss Fowl says, "All right, children, now everyone stand in an orderly fashion as we await our imminent doom." And it's like, Miss Fowl, what are you doing? Like, why are you letting them just like sit there while they watch their death come to them? Like, that's not a good thing. Anyway, and then my last question. I know we've talked about this years ago, but Zino, how do magnets work?
Magnets?
Yeah, how do magnets work?
If they're natural magnets, they just naturally attract or repel one another.
But how do they repel things? How do they attract things? How do magnets work?
Oh, see, that's miracles.
Oh, right. Right.
Our greatest scientists of our time, the Insane Clown Posse, have done years and years of research on it. And they have determined it to be miracles.
Right. So every magnet is run off of miracles?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a fuel.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like gasoline, but you find it like in the sky.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Gotcha. I'm thank you. I'm glad you're able to teach me this thing today. Now I'm as smart as Jimmy Neutron.
Thank you. I'm glad I could help. Look! I'm glad that inside both of our brains, if we ever did a brain blast, there's not just a monkey hitting a cymbal.
No, it's just, look, Cindy, the plates are floating. Miss Fowl is a great character as well. Anyway, do you want to move on to?
I love that no matter what she does, it really is just a lot like a chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Jimmy, embrace the flower. He hits the ground with her face.
How about we move on to the next episode here?
Yeah, because honestly, this I like this episode. It just really isn't. There's not much to say about it.
No.
Whereas Birth of a Salesman.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No. I did feel that, but there were a lot of things I enjoyed because I am watching these pretty close. I'm actually like examining and enjoying them. But you're right. I 100% agree. Hot Dog Holder Deluxe top tier. Okay, on to the Birth of a Salesman.
The wiki says Jimmy invents a salesman robot to win in a fundraiser against Cindy. A single sentence, short to the point, and that's what happens in this episode.
Pretty much, yeah. But there's so much we can dive into.
There's so much. This episode's actually a personal favorite of mine.
I know, yeah. No, when you talked about that, this was one of the ones we were talking about. You got really excited.
I can't believe how good and how tight of a script and story this is. It's simple. It's to the point. Most of the half episodes are. But man, they freaking rock. Mm-hmm. The very first thing I have to say is at the very beginning, Jimmy is like talking to like all of his friends. It's just like Carl and Sheen and Cindy and Libby. And he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen," and Cindy. Is she non-binary? Does she not count?
No, I think he's just being a dick because that's what Jimmy do. Anyway.
So, book gum is literally my favorite like early invention in the whole show.
Same.
Chew gum, know the thing? It's the perfect invention.
No, I said I want book gum. That's one of my notes. My first note is I want book gum.
I just wonder how much detail like you know about it. Like, do you get like the cliff notes or do you get like random quotes like as you like chew it? I just want to know the structure of how what it feels like to chew 5 gum, you know? To chew book gum.
No, I actually thought about this. It's probably like the flavors probably send sensations to your taste buds, which send them to your brain, and it like downloading it to your to your brain. I don't know, but like I thought about it for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I want book gum.
I also wrote that I like that Cindy and Libby just begrudgingly hang out with Jimmy because he is actually cool. Like, who brings something this amazing to school and it's just like, yeah, you know what? You're allowed to check it out too.
No, think of like all the other characters. Like, obviously they don't want to animate them or like bringing them into the show or whatnot because like having 5 characters, like main characters max is like the best you can do to have like well-established characters. But like you think of all the other kids, they're just like, oh man, I wish I would have been nice to him because like dude, he's gonna take over the world one day.
No, they understand that Jimmy, like, if left to his own devices, is absurdly dangerous, so they keep a very healthy distance.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The kids that don't know that learn their lesson, like Jimmy's bully.
Exactly. Oh, it's a good episode.
That is a very good
We'll
episode.
get there. Okay, I have a quote that I'm really excited about. So after they learn about the contest and that they need to sell candy and stuff, and Sheen and that the winning person gets to go to Retroville with a VIP pass, or Retroland with a VIP pass. They're all super excited. Jimmy, Sheen, and Carl are walking down the street like, oh man, guys, like this is gonna be so great. Jimmy's like, if I win, I'm gonna take you guys with me. And Sheen's like, if I win, I'm gonna take you guys with me too. And Carl's like, I'll try to win, but something will go horribly wrong. So thanks for including me. And just like, Carl, I'm glad you're so self-aware of who you are, what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen. It's great.
He knows he's cursed, and there's no way for him to lift it. So why bother trying, right?
Yeah, I think that's why he hangs around Jimmy, because it's like, well, at least if something bad happens, at least I'll get some cool out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So
I would also like to say that Carl's delivery of Shakespeare I laughed super hard at it.
It's
something about his cadence as he says it, and his like deep breath that he takes.
If I could meet or even just talk to the voice actor of Carl Weezer, that would be honestly like bucket list dream checked off. Like that would be amazing, because as I've said before, I even said it in this episode, Carl's my favorite character, and I think the delivery of everything from the really dumb lines to the really like serious sassy lines and everything in between is just, it's amazing. And you're right, the Shakespeare is good.
It's just excellent. I love him. I love everything about Carl.
Yeah.
And what else did you write, homie?
Well, okay, Jimmy is trying to figure out, how to sell the candy and stuff. He's downloading all the information, everything. But
I wrote something very small about this.
Okay.
Fundraiser scams, eh? Even Jimmy can't see through this BS.
Yeah. No, fundraisers. Like there's actually like there's actually been reports and stuff of like how bad it is.
Oh, it should be illegal. I can't believe it's a thing. Like, our schools aren't funded well enough? Make the kids get the money. Why
exactly.
not? They're exploitable. They want to go to Retroland.
Yeah. Well, okay, think like, let's say a box of chocolate is, $5 to $10, just on average between that. If they each sold 1,000, give or take, like, that's a lot of money.
Oh, for sure. Especially in 2002 dollars.
That's so much money.
That's economic crash money, homie.
That's a lot of money. And think, if all the kids, even if all of them only sold like a fraction of that, and just in their class, think of how many kids go to that school.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because we only see their class. So, but what I want to talk about is we're to the dinner scene where Jimmy's trying to learn about selling and stuff, and they're eating dinner with Jimmy's eating dinner with his parents. Did you notice like what was on their plates?
Dude, whose freaking idea was to eat dinner is just a can of cranberry sauce?
I was like, it's like purple tube food. It's like from a can. Like, what?
It's just cranberry sauce. They're just like, oh, you know what? We gotta empty out the cupboards. We got pumpkin and freaking cranberry sauce. I don't want to use the pumpkin, so we're using the cranberry sauce.
And they each just have one tube of cranberry sauce on their plates. See, it's stuff like that I love finding in these episodes. That, because like kids won't think about that. Yeah, kids won't think about that, but somebody who is like, able to focus on more than one thing at a time. I noticed. They thought we wouldn't notice. I did.
I like when Hugh realizes that this dinner just truly sucks. He just immediately asks for pie, the gentleman's meal. He doesn't even take a bite. Like, he distracts his wife with like the whole, oh yes, here's how you be a salesman, Jimmy. And all the whole time he hasn't taken a single bite because he knows this meal has no nutrients whatsoever.
It's just cranberries. Even the mom hasn't eaten anything. Like, if you look at her plate, it's still there, and it's just like it's curved a little bit, like it
like it was melting a little bit.
Well, like, okay. Speaking of distracting her with the traveling salesman, they must play the traveling salesman thing a lot. I'm not going to go into where they play it, what they do. But Judy is like, oh, who should I play? And Hugh is just like, anybody but the traveling salesman.
She's like, oh, yeah, okay. I guess, yeah. Why do I even ask?
I guess that makes sense. I just love how he goes over selling the fork and honestly, just like the hot dog holder deluxe, I would buy that fork.
Absolutely.
I would buy 4 of them.
He makes a solid point. It really does do it all.
Exactly. It really does. And I just love after, it's kind of sad. And just one of these things that I'm like, I kind of feel bad for Hugh, because after he does the sales pitch of it, he's like, and that, Jimmy, is how I got to be where I am today. And he just like, he said it kind of slow and like slowly losing confidence as he said that line. And he just like kind of looks.
He's self-reflecting as he's saying it, and it upsets him more and more.
And just kind of looks down. He's like, and that, Jimmy, is how I came to be where I am today. Pie.
And then everything immediately goes away. The thought that was formed disappears under the virtuous pie. So later in this episode, Cindy like totally shows up Jimmy, and she's just like, "Let me show you how it's done, fool." And she swindles like 3 people into buying a ton of chocolate. And then Jimmy's just like, "What the hell? You just lie to people. Is that how you do it?" And so the note I wrote on that is, Jimmy's jealousy of Cindy allows him to realize the flaw of capitalism. The shirt's never been redder, comrade. Because it really is true. I mean, he's just like, oh, so the way that you sell things is you just lie to them? Because I've been a salesman. I used to sell phones at Verizon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
No, like you take on, like, let's say somebody's like, oh yeah, my phone has kind of been messing up. Can you look at it? You take that seed and you plant it and you overwater it to the point where they're like, oh yeah, I do need a new phone. What's a good phone to look at that I can look at? And then they're like,
and then you win. You're hooked.
Exactly. They're like, I'm not going to buy it today. And then you're like, oh, but like, like this phone right here with a payment plan, it's just like, yeah. No, we've both done sales. We both know
here's the math. You'll totally save money on it, even though really you'll just keep giving us more money over time.
Exactly.
We don't care on the hardware sales. We get money on commission for the lines that we sell. Life is pain. I hate sales.
Well, I'm just gonna re-edit that. Life is pain.
I hate.
Yeah.
Why did Jimmy add like a little teeny like pencil thin mustache to the robot?
Because obviously anybody that has power has facial hair.
Of course, you're right.
Look at Santa Claus. He has the most power, and he has facial hair.
It's true. Mm-hmm. What other notes you got, homie?
I just keep going back to, and that, Jamie, is how I got to be where I am today. After Jimmy realizes that he can't actually sell stuff because he doesn't realize how to talk to people, and so he makes the robot, the whatever robot 3000 for selling stuff. And after the robot makes the first sale, gives away Goddard, he goes over to Sheen and Carl. He's like, "You look like a couple of intelligent young men." And Carl's like, no, it's just the glasses." And
but I understand the mistake.
Yeah. I just love how, like, again, Carl's just so self-aware. It's great. Like, it's awesome. But I love all the the kind of meta humor of like how self, like, what's the word? It's
not really self-referential.
Self-aware.
Yeah, self-aware.
It's like how self-aware they are that they're really not smart. And it's like in the last episode, like Jimmy is like, and I don't want to be smart like you guys. And it's like, oh, but they accept it. They understand.
They're like, yeah, we get it. Compared to you, we're dum-dums. We know. Get on with it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Turn into monkey mode now.
Funny monkey.
The last couple things I wrote was that I love that when the robot he makes a sale, it literally just like takes their money. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't care. It's like, give me. I've made the sale. Now this is the part where you give me all the money, right?
Yeah. He literally like stretches out his arm and goes behind him, grabs their wallet.
They closes the door for them too.
Yeah.
It's their door.
I was like, and this is a goodbye, and that was a good play on words, because like I hate goodbye, and then also like goodbye. You know, it's funny.
Life is pain. But yeah, as the episode wraps up, Jimmy realizes that life is pain. That it's the robot he made has sold a ton of chocolate, but in the process sweetened the deal with like all of his possessions, all of his inventions, and so its final quest is to sell Jimmy himself, which Cindy immediately offers 25 cents, and Jimmy's freaking pissed.
I am worth at least, and then Sheen 50 cents, and Sheen's like, sorry Jimmy, I've always wanted to buy you since I was like 5 years old. Sheen, why do you want to buy your friend? Like,
and I love that the only money that Hugh has to purchase his son is $1. And then Cindy immediately outbids him and doubles the offer to $2. And he goes, "Oh, too rich files. Good luck, Jimmy." And just leaves.
Oh man. Imagine a world where Jimmy didn't have the book gum to fix the problem and Cindy just owns him. But like she doesn't have any legal right to, but because it's like Retroville and you know it's a cartoon, like
people in this town are insane.
She
makes sure that he's held to it.
Exactly. No, she actually owns him. Oh man. and Judy's, you know, like, well,
I love that she doesn't offer to buy him. She's just like, "Hugh, buy him," and he's like, "I've got $1."
Oh man.
Hugh wouldn't be able to afford an ice cream like from the ice cream truck. And he thinks he can bid on his son. What a fool.
Well, you know, as he said earlier, and that Jimmy is how I came to where I am today.
Life is pain.
He's $1. The $1. It's not the $1 million man. It's the $1 man. It's Hugh Neutron.
So the finale of the episode, Jimmy realizes he can just give the gum that makes you like books
for
know
free?
the books, for free to the robot, and he eats all of it at once, and he has an information overload and explodes. But there are only two things that happen as he's like freaking out that I found notable.
Yes.
For one, he heils Hitler. Did Jimmy make a Mein Kampf book gum?
Oh my gosh.
But the true highlight for me is that it goes, "You're a sorcerer, Harry."
Yeah.
You're not a wizard, Harry. You're a sorcerer.
I didn't realize.
They reference Star Wars all the time in the show.
Yeah.
They're afraid enough of Harry Potter suing them, or J.K. Rowling suing them, that they're just like, "Nope, he's a sorcerer."
Well, in the Pants episode, they not quote, but they bring up The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. Hitchcock.
True.
So
but
like,
is he dead?
Yes, he is. But also no. But did you know that Retroville takes place in Texas?
Retroville's in Texas?
It is. If you look at like later episodes when they go on the map and go to different parts of the world, they leave from Texas.
No way! That explains why everyone there is so stupid!
Well, they're okay.
Cut that out.
Screw you, I'm keeping it in.
No. People are gonna know I hate Texas.
Oh no, what are they gonna do? Be bigger than us and eat big things? Before we go, and we'll talk about this in the future, but there's a theory that Jimmy Neutron is a radioactive plant testing facility, and that's why everybody's so stupid and weird shaped.
Oh, I like this theory.
We'll cover that in the future. Maybe we'll just do episodes like just straight up looking at certain things like that. I think that could be fun.
I think at the end of like every season we could do like a lore recount or recap.
Yeah,
where we go over all like the implications that happened in this world. Like just the fact that this robot heiled Hitler and that a Mein Kampf book gum exists means that this is a timeline where Hitler did indeed lose World War II, because they're not in a fascist state. It's clearly America.
Yeah.
So like Hitler lost in this universe, which I think is a pretty good thing.
Yeah, Hitler losing is generally a pretty good thing.
Yeah. Anyway, any last thoughts, my friend?
I think these episodes are pretty good. I would give Normal Boy like a 6 or 7 because I still enjoyed it. It's still good Jimmy Neutron, but you know it's like you said, it's pretty plain, pretty on like the average side. Birth of a Salesman, I'd give it like an 8.
I'd give Normal Boy maybe a 5. It's
Okay.
a little middle of the road for me, a little predictable.
Yeah.
But Birth of a Salesman, oh my gosh, that's at least an 8.5.
Yeah.
Maybe even a 9. On a good day, with how much I remember and love this episode, you know what? No, it's easily a 9.
Okay.
This is almost a perfect episode.
So 9 purple flirps.
9 Goddard Lugnut poops out of a salesman heiling Hitler.
Oh. Okay. I was speechless
would you
there
like
for
to
a
send
second.
us off with the classic?
Okay. Well, my brother, my next of kin, my blood,
Yes, Dino.
my
Yes,
everything.
Dino.
Dave Johnson. We've said this before, but we'll say it again. Go home.
You need to see your family. They are begging for you.
They've called me 5 times in the last hour.
Dude,
Please.
they straight up have an auto email that like hits me like every 5 minutes. I can't handle it anymore.
Please, just return. Anyway,
And with that,
and with that,
I'm Paul. Life is pain.